Hey guys, here today with Luna the Math Cat, and we are going to talk about function operations today. So, all the operations you normally do with numbers also work with functions. Okay, so I can do, like, if I let f of x equal 3x and let g of x equal x minus 5, then f of x plus g of x is 3x plus x minus 5, which is 4x minus 5 when I combine my like terms. Okay, if I want f of x minus g of x, the only thing I got to be careful of is since I'm subtracting something that has more than one term in it, I need to make sure to put parentheses around that so that I distribute that minus sign. So 3x minus x minus 5 is 3x minus x plus 5, which is 2x plus 5. I can multiply 3x times x minus 5. Just distribute the 3x in there. I get 3x squared minus 15x. And I can divide. So 3x divided by x minus 5. Now, I need to add this onto the end. X is not equal to 5. Okay, you cannot put a 5 in there because that is not in the domain of the function. I should always list the domain outside on a division problem like this. Okay? So be real careful about that. All right. The domain of a function is the set of all numbers that can be put into an equation. So the domain, find the domain of f of x is negative 3x squared plus 4x plus 5. Okay. So I can take any negative number, square it, multiply it by 4, add 5 to it. I can do that with any positive number, any negative number. I can do it with 0. So the domain of this would be all real numbers. I can put any number I want in there. And the way we write that is we just write domain is the set of all x's. Okay? That's you can write out all real numbers if you like. This is just like the shorthand way to do it. Okay? Now, find the domain of g of x equals the square root of x. Okay, there are some numbers that I can't square root. I cannot square root negative numbers. Okay, I can square root 0. I can square root positive numbers. So my domain is going to be the set of all x's where x is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, that excludes all the negatives, which would give me imaginary answers. Okay, what about this one? Well, the other thing I have to worry about with domains is denominators, because denominators can never equal 0. When is the denominator equal to 0? When x is 4. So I write the domain is the set of all x's where x is not equal to 4. Otherwise, it can be anything I want. Okay, you need to be able to read this sentence for what it is. The domain is the set of all x's where x is not equal to 4. All right, moving right along. The composition function. So this is a fifth function or operation, and it's called composition, which means I take a function and place it inside another function. Okay, so for example, if I let f of x be 4x minus 3 and g of x be 2x plus 6, then find the composition functions f of g of x and g of f of x. Now, those are different things, so be careful. Okay, f of g of x says that I'm going to take g of x and put it inside f of x. So this is going to become 4 times 2x plus 6 minus 3. Which would be 8x plus 24 minus 3, which would be 8x plus 21. Okay, so there's my f of g of x right there. Now, g of f of x says that I'm going to take f of x and put it inside g of x. Okay, so that's going to be 2 times 4x minus 3 plus 6. So this would be 8x minus 6 plus 6, which would just be 8x. So g of x and f of x are not the same thing. Be real careful about that. Okay, example 2. Let f of x be 4x and g of x be 2 minus x. Find f of g of x and g of f of x. So I'm going to let you pause the video right here, do these two problems, and then jump back on and see if you get the same thing that I did. Okay, we're going to do f of g of x. So I'm going to take g of x and put it inside f of x. So I'm going to get 4 times 2 minus x, which is just going to be 8 minus 4x. Okay, now I'm going to do g of f of x. So I'm going to take f of x, put it inside of g of x, so that's going to be 2 minus 4x. There's not really anything I can do with that, so that's just the answer to that one. Very simple. So hopefully that's what you got. Find the composition function for f of x is x squared minus 1 and g of x is 2 minus x. Again, find f of g of x and g of f of x. So once again, I'm going to let you pause the video here, do these two problems, and then come back and see how you did. Okay, f of g of x. Okay, again, I take g of x, I put it inside f of x, so I'm going to get 2 minus x squared minus 1. Okay, so I need to square this, which is 2 minus x times 2 minus x minus 1. So I'm going to FOIL this, and I get 4. It's going to be the first. The outside is going to be negative 2x. The inside is also going to be negative 2x, and the last is going to be plus x squared minus 1. And that's going to equal x squared minus 4x and plus 3. Okay, g of f of x. Okay, this time I'm going to take f of x, put it inside g of x, so I'm going to get 2 minus x squared minus 1. So I'm going to distribute that minus sign, 2 minus x squared plus 1, and that's going to be negative x squared plus 3. So hopefully that's what you got for both of those. Okay. The regular price of a certain new car is $23,500. The dealership advertised a factory rebate of $1,500 and a 12% discount. The salesperson says you should take the rebate first and then the 12% discount. Is this true? Give evidence. Okay. So what would that mean? All right, so if my car is basically, here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I'm going to look at this as two functions. Okay, so f of x is going to be x minus 1,500, and g of x is going to be 0.88x. Okay, why is it 0.88x? If I take a 12% discount, then the value of the car is 88%. Okay. Now, I can look at this as finding f of g of x, and then finding g of f of x, and seeing which one of those is the better deal. Okay, so if I do f of g of x, that says I'm going to put g of x inside here, so I'm going to get 0.88x minus $1,500. What does this mean? This means you're going to take the discount, 12% discount first, and then take the $1,500 rebate. Okay, but the salesman said you should do the other one, g of f of x. So he's saying that you should take 0.88 of x minus 1,500. Okay. Now, which one of those is a better deal? Well, if we're going to find, for both of these, we're going to find f of, was it $23,500? And you know what? Let's not call it F. Let's call it G or H, because we'll call these H of X. Okay. So in the first one, let's just make this red. Whoops. Let's make that red so it matches this one. Okay. All right. So that would be 0.8. Whoops. 0.88 of 23,500 minus 1,500. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. That's g of x. Here, we'll save ourselves the trouble. We'll just turn this all green and do this green first. Okay. So that would be taking the discount first and then taking 88% of that. Okay, so we get out our handy-dandy TI-84 plus C Silver Edition graphing calculator. Oops. This should be green. Sorry, guys. All right, so 23,500 minus 1,500 is 22,000. And then taking 88% of that means that the car would cost you $19,360. Okay, again, that's taking the discount first, the $1,500 discount first, and then taking the 12% discount after that, or the rebate first. Okay. Now let's take the rebate second. Okay, so that would be H of 23,500. That's going to be 0.88 times 23,500 minus 1,500. So the green is what the salesperson wanted you to do. We're going to find out if that's the better deal. Okay, so 0.88 times 23,500 is $20,680 minus 1,500 is $19,180. Okay, so what you see is that it matters what order you do these in, and this is the better deal. Okay, this is not what the salesperson wanted you to do. You would have lost $180 if you had done that. Okay, now why is that? Well, that's because when you take the 88%, or when you take the rebate first, you're taking 88% of the rebate, and you're only getting 88% of the rebate. Okay, so you want to take the discount first, and then take the rebate afterwards. Okay, so here we go. You got a little assignment to go with this. Have fun with that, and I will see you next time.